It started like any other congressional hearing, fluorescent lights humming overhead, cameras quietly recording every moment, and politicians posturing for the headlines of tomorrow. But no one in the room expected what would happen next. And certainly not Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She leaned back in her chair, arms folded, eyes narrowed with that fiery gaze that made her a progressive icon. Across from her sat Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. Measured and often underestimated due to his slow Southern drawl and folksy mannerisms. It was supposed to be a routine exchange during a Judiciary Committee hearing, but within moments, the temperature in the room would rise to boiling. As Kennedy began to present his argument, referencing constitutional law and decades of legal precedent. AOC let out a quiet scoff barely audible to most, but caught by the hot microphones in front of them. Senator Kennedy. She said with a wry smile, "I'm not sure what law school you went to," but the room tensed. Everyone knew where this was going. It's a kind of dismissive jab that often lands hard on social media and makes for viral sound bites. But Kennedy didn't flinch. He didn't even blink. Instead, he looked up slowly, folding his notes with care, then fixed his eyes on her not with anger, not with arrogance, but with the seasoned patience of a man who had weathered many storms. Then came the sentence that silenced the entire room. "Well, ma'am, I went to Oxford and the University of Virginia where we learned to argue ideas, not insults." For a moment, there was dead silence. You could hear the rustle of papers. You could hear staffers shifting in their seats. Even the cameras seemed to pause, as though trying to absorb the weight of his words. AOC's smile faded just slightly, not out of shame, but in realization. She had come to win a debate with wit. He came with wisdom. The video clip would go viral within hours. Millions of views on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Some hailed Kennedy as a Southern assassin, while others debated the tone of the exchange. But beneath the flash and fire of internet reactions, something deeper was happening. This wasn't just about a clash of personalities. It was a moment that reminded people what leadership should look like: respectful, thoughtful, grounded. What most people didn't know was that Kennedy, before entering politics, had spent decades studying law, teaching law, and even advising presidents. He earned his law degree from the University of Virginia and later studied at Oxford. He was no stranger to rigorous debate, but he rarely wore his credentials like armor. Instead, he leaned into humility, a quality rare in politics, and even rarer in the middle of a heated hearing. In the days following, interviews poured in. Kennedy didn't gloat. He didn't capitalize on the moment with soundbites or attacks. Instead, in a quiet radio interview back home in Louisiana, he simply said,